All right, it's early morning. I'm here in Vancouver, and I'm doing locations for Jason Takes Manhattan, Friday the 13th, Part 8. Jason Takes Vancouver. And I'm going to try to get all these locations done in one day. I've got my mask. I am ready to go. Perfect.
COVID-19.
Let's get this perfect. You could not be too careful. What's going on, everybody? How you doing today? So here I am in Britannia, at Britannia Beach in Vancouver, north of Vancouver, doing locations for Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, which of course should be called Jason Takes Vancouver. The majority of the film was shot in Vancouver. Now, I'm on private property here. I made arrangements to get out here, and it's so nice of them to let me film here to get this one shot. One shot! You only get one shot, and it's taken me like 2 hours to get up here. But I can't believe I'm here. This is where the cruise ship was docked when it was leaving. All the shots were in the Jason Takes Manhattan. Basically, Jason gets resurrected at Crystal Lake. It's really because there's an underground wire that the anchor hits it, and he gets reanimated again, kind of like Part 6, except this time it's underwater and electricity. I don't know how that all worked, but Jason comes back to life because he's Jason, and so then. After he kills a couple of kids on a little tiny boat, he hitches a ride on a big boat. And the big boat was here. And you can see these mountains in the background, right here. Very distinct mountains. Let me go a little closer to show you. See that one in the background, and that one in the background. And my, oh my camera's getting wet. And it's a little windy. Well, luckily, I have a muff on my microphone. But right here, the Lazarus comes back to life. Lazarus, right? Isn't that the old biblical story, something like that? I believe so. Yeah, right there. They shot those scenes here. It was docked somewhere else, but then they shot the boat. It's supposed to be, I don't know if it's supposed to be so the Crystal Lake, then the little boat flows down to where the big oil tanker, it's not a cruise ship, so the ugliest cruise ship ever, is in a bigger lake. I don't know if it's supposed to be Crystal Lake, which then flows into the ocean. Now, lakes do flow into can flow into the ocean through rivers. See, now, lakes, they get replenished by rainwater and rivers from mountains, from high top. And then they flow through smaller rivers into an ocean. That's why a lake is fresh water, but can flow into salt water, not the opposite way. Maybe it's the opposite way. Science. Yeah.
This voyage is doomed. Yeah, tell me about it.
This one shot has taken me almost the entire day. Just for this one location. It's not how I had it planned to go. All right, on to the next location. This building's condemned. Let's go. Now, as you can see, it's very rainy, and here's flattening, slowly melting. I think my soul is as well. In Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, the call sheets were leaked online not too long ago, and they give like the call sheets of what the actors get and the crew gets to see what's going on every day, right, on the set. And they leaked online, so a lot of these locations, the addresses are right there. Now, this is where the ship was docked for a lot of the early scenes. They used the beach that I was just at, but they also used down here in North Vancouver, but I can't match it up because there's so many new buildings around and it's just almost impossible to find. But there's a mountain range in the background, but I can't exactly see it. But this is where the boats, the big, huge cruise ship would have been docked, right around here. So I'm thinking it's that way. I hate not being able to show exact places. I'm getting to that. But this is where the boat was docked. Would have been back that way. Now I'm thinking, because the ship was set this way, so that mountain range must be just to that. It's really hard to tell, but there's also buildings back there. Well, it was in this general area. This is the shipyards down in North Vancouver. Woo! Wherever you're going, take me with you, birds. Take me with you. All right, let's go to another location. This one sucked. Welcome. We're glad to have you. So, right across from me, directly that way, there's a little tiny, tiny spot, and that's where they shot the scenes of the students and the teachers arriving in New York City and Jason right behind them. It's directly there. It's really hard to see. That road is not, there's no public access at all. That's the port of Vancouver. And I tried so hard, every trick in the book, to get down there. But it's so heavily guarded by security, you cannot get in there. And also, so I was thinking of different ways to get to walk down there. It's impossible. The reason why is Vancouver is, sadly, a bit of a hub for drugs coming in. And that's why there's I love Vancouver, but there's a bit of a heroin issue here. And that is why that's guarded so heavily. I was like, why can't I go down to the waterfront there? They said, you have to go only on the other side. So they filmed it there, and I cannot get there. So I kind of understood after that. I was like, I guess I can't just let anybody go down and play with the boats or look at the boats. But it's literally directly in front of me is where they shot it. I'll show you again. So see, straight ahead, there's that orange building. Sorry for my finger, that's what she said. Right there. That's where Jason arrived. I'll show you on an aerial view map, and you can kind of tell it adds up. And that's from the call sheets as well. Look at this boat coming towards me. Get away. Well, actually, take me over. But yeah, that's in Jason. Yeah, Costco shipping, so that's how that works. Okay. Right there. We're not too far from where the Lazarus, the boat was docked. It was docked over there. I should have filmed this on the same day, but I didn't. But see, right there, that's where Jason arrived. That's New York City, by the way of Vancouver. All right, let's go. I'm gonna get some really good shots of New York City, or Vancouver, of where they shot Jason Takes Manhattan. Jason Takes Vancouver? Whatever. Let's go. Jason found his way to New York City by hitching a ride. Now here's another problem a little bit with the movie. Well, it's never established that Jason's petrified of water. He drowned as a kid because the counselors, they were off having sex. We all know the story, right? But in Freddy vs. Jason, he's petrified of water. That comes afterwards. But in this film, he's swimming, he's hitching rides on like 3 different boats. No, 2 different boats. No, 3, including the life raft. Come on, Jason, he's not afraid of water. Makes no sense how we got to New York. This movie's problematic. I love it, but I hate it. But then in New York City, Sean and Rennie, they run into the two main characters that are left after he kills everybody, where I'm going to show you where he kills everybody. They run into this cafe again, the same cafe, thinking they're safe. And of course, Jason. Oh, and at the beginning of the movie, look at this. A guy looks right at the camera. He looks right at the camera. Yeah, so inside here. Do you want to go inside? See how it looks today? Let's go.
What is the problem? Look, you don't understand. There is a maniac trying to kill us.
Welcome to New York.
Son of a bitch.
I need you to remember that. Remember that. So that's the inside. Now, like I said, I want you to remember that right there. That piece of architecture. Very, very important. Now we're going in the back alley. Like I said, on the call sheets, it shows that they used, for New York City, they used pretty much one alleyway. And it's right here behind here. Right here behind here. It's right here behind here. It's right here. Let's go. So all of the scenes, pretty much all of the alleyway scenes were shot here. They only shot like 2 or 3 days in New York City itself. Originally, they had plans to use Madison Square Garden, Statue of Liberty, all these different locations in New York City. But Paramount said, go to Vancouver. It's a little cheaper. So they only shot like 2 days. Times Square they used. Times Square was actually shot in Times Square in New York City. So the boxing match, where Julius, the boxer, was about to, sorry, that was jumpy. Julius, the boxer, he decides to fight him on a rooftop. That was supposed to be Madison Square Garden, but they had to do it here instead in Vancouver. And that's the roof. And you can see it by the archway, but I can't get up on the roof. But this is the opposite side. So right up there, that's where Jason fought Julius. Julius put up a good fight. Pretty good, pretty good. And then Jason just gives him one shot. He only had one shot. Julius's head, boom, off, down, into the dumpster right here. Let me show you. It's right there, where he punches his face off, well, his head off. Face off. Goes right down here into a dumpster. So the phone booth would have been set up right about here, because you do see these two doorways in the background. And then if you turn around, if you're facing the back of the building, turn right around, look there. This is where the car crash was, where she sees visions of young Jason, baby Jason, right in there. This gate would have been open for them. It probably wasn't even here, but right there. That's where that whole scene takes place, right in there. How did these people get in there that they're allowed to graffiti? Right there. And before that, of course, there's a shot of Colleen, the teacher, right there. You see that well. I should mention as well, a certain movie called Deadpool was shot in this same alleyway right down there. But this is about Jason. Will I be doing Deadpool? And of course, Jason gets hit by the car right there, and then goes right to there. And Charles, the teacher, who is not a nice man, gets chased by Jason into this building right here, which is still looking the exact same, as you can see. So Charles runs into this building right here and gets thrown out of that window. Appropriately enough. He was a dick. I forgot to mention is, yes, this was shot on 2 separate days because I did get a little trim after that annoying melting of the hair, like how Jason melts at the end of Friday the 13th Part 8 and turns back into a little boy. Sprayed him with toxic waste. All this time, 8 movies it took to figure it out. Toxic waste kills him, but of course it doesn't. He comes back. And then in Times Square, of course, when he kicks over the kid's stereo, and then they threaten him, and Jason just turns around and lifts the masks. Maska. And shows a grotesque face like that. They know they don't want to with Jason. All right, this was Friday the 13th Part 8. I've always wanted to do this movie. I've always wanted to come here. I can't believe I finally made it. I'm in Jason's alley. I'm in New York City. Jason takes Vancouver, though. Remember that. All right, peace. Ouch. There. Peace out.